Hello YouTube, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be continuing whatever I did in the last one. I talked about the flaws of the Big Mom Pirates and the flaws of Whole Cake Island as a whole because it played a very huge role. But today I won't be talking about the flaws of Wano and the Big Beast Pirates, but only the Beast Pirates because if you ask me, Wano really didn't have any flaws. It doesn't have any flaws at this point. I love it. Yes, it may be slow as most of the arcs are, like Dressrosa. But honestly speaking, the build up was worth it. Build up is always worth it. Dressrosa might have had a very meh ending, but it was definitely worth it. All that build up to build the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, to beat Doflamingo, to do all that, I think it was a very well done job. And I can say the same for Wano. Wano has been building up, and now we're at the climax and we're having fun. So it was all worth it. Everything comes together, everything fits in well, and I think it almost has no flaws. Moving on. Flaws of the Beast Pirates. So you're gonna ask me, yo, are you mad? Are you really mad? Like, the Beast Pirates, one of the strongest crews in the world. No one could beat them. True. True. No one can. They are strong. I mean, they can be beaten. I mean, the short crew's beating them. But they're pretty damn strong if you ask me. So, what flaws did I find in the Beast Pirates? So, before I bring up that point, discussing the Big Mom Pirates without telling you guys the criteria was very bad. So, on my part, I mean. So, when I talk about the flaws of a pirate crew, there are certain criterias. Number one, everyone has to be loyal to the captain no matter what the circumstances. If he or she does a very stupid move, understandable, but the captain's words are the first and last words. Unless he or she is a very stupid fool. Like Luffy, which Luffy is at some point. But anyways, I'm not talking about the foolish moments of Luffy. The, the crew needs to maintain the fact that the captain is right. He's always right, and we have to do as he says. Number one. Number two, when the captain is gone, when the captain is absent, when the captain is defeated, when the captain is down, the crew has the responsibility to pick up the fight and finish and go through with it regardless of the result. That's my number two. And number three, and no matter how the circumstances are, they will not betray their captain. That's very different from not following captain's orders, for example, running away. But when I talk about betraying the captain, well, a good example is Squirt from Marineford. He stabbed Whitebeard because Akainu said some very BS stuff about him, and he fell for it. That's what I call betraying. More of a betrayal from Wano arc is when the gifters, not the gifters, sorry, the pleasurers and the waiters turned on Queen because Queen wanted to kill them, Chopper saved them, and they went to the Straw Hat side. That's what I call betrayal. So betrayal doesn't always have to, be with the crew members. I mean, it's not always the crew members betray the captains out of like sheer guts or whatever. Sometimes the captain does something very bad, what Queen did, and it makes the crew turn on them. So that's what I'm talking about, and that is my point for today's video. As we know, the Beast Pirates, most of the Beast Pirates, some of the Tobiropos, most of the crew, constituting of the gifters, pleasurers, and the waiters, are in the crew because Kaido broke their will to fight. It's been said by a lot of people, starting from everyone in Udon to Black Maria and everyone else, Ulti, Page One, everyone said the same thing. Give up, surrender, join Kaido's crew because he's the strongest. The only reason why they say this is because their will has been broken. Their will has been broken. They wanted to be a captain. They wanted to find the One Piece. Kaido fought them, destroyed their will. Now they're following Kaido. The only reason Kaido has been able to build up such a massive crew is because he's been able to break the wills of many so. And that resulted in him building up his empire. There is a fundamental flaw in this. The fundamental flaw being we haven't yet seen this case, but we can see it. We can imagine it. When Kaido says in the latest chapter that Luffy is dead, the Straw Hat crew didn't give up. They didn't give up. They started fighting. They fought back. They don't know what's coming. They think Luffy's dead. But some of them don't believe it. But ultimately, when you're in the dark, something like this, on the back of your head, you have a thought that Luffy is seriously dead. But that doesn't make them quit. That makes them get stronger. They need to finish the fight. They need to take revenge. They need to finish what they started and get on with it through and through. That's what everyone is doing right now, fighting against Kaido, all by themselves, without Luffy, without Sanji, without Zoro. Although they know that they can't beat him, they're still at it. But Kaido's crew is very different. Imagine Kaido's defeated. The only reason most of the crew follow Kaido is because he's strong. They know him as the strongest creature alive. For example, if after Luffy beats him and if someone is around from the Beast Pirates, would they want to fight back? I don't think so. In my opinion, from what I've seen so far, and what I'm gonna see later on, after Kaido's defeated, which he eventually will be, the rest of the crew will fall because they've been overtaken by someone stronger than Kaido. They have no loyalty towards Kaido. They have no trust with Kaido. The reason why they're there is because Kaido is stronger than them. No more, no less. So that is one of the most fundamental flaws that the Beast Pirates have. So let's say, for example, if the Waiters and the Pleasurers were in some other crew, for example, the Straw Hats, for some reason. I don't know, I'm just bringing up an example. For example, there were the Straw Hats, where Luffy recruited them. If, number one, they wouldn't be betrayed by any of the crew members. And, well, they wouldn't literally betray Luffy because Luffy got them through influencing them. For example, the Grand Fleet. You would think any of the Grand Fleet would betray Luffy at any point? No matter what the circumstances are? I don't think so. They wouldn't do it because they've been influenced by Luffy. Luffy didn't directly do it, but the actions of Luffy make the others around him loyal to him, no matter what the circumstances. And that's what's wrong with Kaido's crew. There's no loyalty. All there is power. The crew is built on power. The hierarchy is built on power. The Tobiropo are below the All-Stars because they're not stronger than them. They have to prove themselves, beat the All-Stars in a fight, then get that position, or else they have no right to do so. Everything in the Beast Pirates are built on a hierarchy of power. And when everything is built on power and will, it will fall once the head falls. Now that King's done for, Queen's done for, Jack's done for, and if Kaido goes down, there will be no one to stand up and say, Kaido's dead, but we're gonna go through with the fight. They won't do it. They'll either, number one, follow Luffy, because Luffy's the stronger one, or number two, they'd leave. They'd just run away. And that, I believe, is a very fundamental flaw. Now you're gonna tell me, hey, if Kaido's done for, they have no reason to fight. I mean, what good will come after if they fight? The same can be said for the Straw Hats. Right now. The same could be... So sorry about the noise. The same could be said for the Straw Hats. Because, well, right now, Luffy is defeated. We know Luffy's not. He's going to come back. It gives Luffy the time to recuperate to a certain extent and come back. if he is alive. If he's dead, they're still going to fight this fight because they have to. They're loyal to the captain, they're loyal to the cause. They're not bent by will. And that, I believe, is a very special. This is a very special, you know, thing amongst crews that crews should have. So that's my point for today's video. Well, agree or disagree. I don't. Just put them down in the comments below. I would love to talk with you guys. But that's my point on the video. That's where I'd like to stop. And I think everything will come together once I finish the last two discussions. And I'll make one final video to explain why I did this, and I think what Woda's going through. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, peace.